In the vast stretches of ancient China, there lived a humble farmer, an embodiment of Taoist philosophy. This farmer lived a life of simplicity and harmony. One day, the farmer's only horse, a loyal companion and a crucial aid in his work, disappeared into the wilderness. Imagine that, a single horse, the linchpin of this farmer's livelihood, vanishing without a trace. The farmer, a solitary figure against the vast backdrop of the wilderness, scanned the horizon for his lost companion, but to no avail. The sun set, painting the sky in hues of red and orange, but the horse was nowhere to be found. The farmer returned to his modest home, the emptiness of the stable echoing the void left by his missing companion. Yet there was no despair on his face, no tears in his eyes. Instead, there was an eerie calm, a sort of acceptance that was almost unsettling. Word of the incident spread through the village like a gust of wind sweeping through a wheat field. Villagers came, one by one, their faces etched with sympathy, their words filled with condolences. "What terrible luck," they said, shaking their heads in shared sorrow. "How will you survive without your horse?" Yet the farmer, his face as serene as a still pond, simply shrugged his shoulders and said, "Who knows what's good or bad?" His words, simple but profound, were met with puzzled looks and hushed whispers. The villagers couldn't understand his calm acceptance, his refusal to label the incident as a disaster. But behind those words there was a wisdom that was as deep as the rivers and as vast as the sky. It was the wisdom of understanding the unpredictability of life, the wisdom of knowing that events in isolation cannot be labeled as good or bad, they just are. His response, "Who knows what's good or bad?" was not a resignation but a powerful statement of acceptance of the flowing, ever-changing nature of reality. It was a reminder that, in the grand scheme of things, we are mere spectators, watching the play of life unfold, scene by scene. His words, thick with wisdom, hung in the air, leaving the villagers puzzled. And so, the tale of the farmer and his vanished horse takes another turn, as we delve deeper into the unfathomable depths of Taoist philosophy. Days turned into weeks, and just when the memory of the horse had begun to fade, it returned. The horse, the farmer's lost companion, reappeared not alone, but leading a stunning herd of wild horses. A spectacle to behold, an unexpected turn of fortune that had the villagers gasping in awe and envy. The villagers, their eyes wide with admiration, flocked to the farmer's humble abode. "You're the luckiest among us," they exclaimed, their voices brimming with envy and disbelief. "Your lost horse has returned, and look! It's brought with it a herd of wild horses! What extraordinary luck!" They looked at the farmer, expecting him to share in their excitement, to revel in his newfound fortune. But the farmer, ever stoic, simply shrugged his shoulders, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "Good luck? Bad luck? Who knows?" he said, his voice calm, his demeanor unruffled. The villagers were taken aback, unable to comprehend his lack of enthusiasm. Here he was, in possession of a wealth of horses, a man of modest means suddenly catapulted into abundance, and yet he remained unmoved. His response, so contrary to their expectations, left them puzzled. They couldn't fathom his indifference to what they perceived as a stroke of extraordinary good luck. It was as if he was almost indifferent to his circumstances, whether they be of loss or gain. His tranquility was his shield, his wisdom his guide. And so the farmer went about his life, tending to his herd. His lost horse now returned, and his wealth of wild horses. He remained unchanged, his spirit unbroken by the winds of fortune, his peace undisturbed by the echoes of the villagers' praises. His story continued to unfold, his life a testament to his philosophy. As the sun set and the echoes of the day faded into the tranquil silence of the night, the farmer's words lingered in the air, a gentle reminder of the impermanence and unpredictability of life. Who knows what's good or bad? His words echoed once again, a testament to the wisdom of accepting life's unpredictability, of embracing its twists and turns without judgment or expectation. The farmer's son, enamored by the wild horses, attempted to tame one. The young man, brimming with youthful exuberance, saw an opportunity for adventure and seized it. His heart pounded with excitement as he approached the untamed creature, his hands trembling yet firm. But, as fate would have it, just when he thought he had gained control, the wild horse reared up, sending the boy crashing to the ground. A painful cry echoed through the valley as the son's leg broke in the fall. The villagers rushed to the scene, their faces etched with concern. They offered condolences, shaking their heads and muttering about the bad luck that seemed to follow the farmer's family. "What a disaster!" they exclaimed. "Your only son, incapacitated." But the farmer's face remained stoic, his gaze steady. His reply was the same as always, a statement that puzzled the villagers and left them in awe of his unwavering tranquility. Who knows what's good or bad? His son's injury was indeed a setback, a moment of pain and distress. But the farmer refused to let this incident define his life or his son's. He understood the fluidity of life, the constant ebb and flow of events, the inevitability of change. He realized that what may seem like a disaster one moment can turn into a blessing the next, and vice versa. The farmer's wisdom was not born out of indifference, but from a deep understanding of life's unpredictability. He recognized that labeling an event as good or bad was a mere perception, and perceptions could be deceptive. He chose to remain unperturbed, accepting life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. Even in the face of personal tragedy, the farmer's wisdom held steady. Who knows what's good or bad? He saw beyond the immediate, beyond the apparent. His wisdom taught him to embrace uncertainty, to accept the unpredictable nature of life, and to remain steadfast amidst the ever-changing tides of fortune. So the question remains, do we really know what's good or bad? Or is it all just a matter of perspective? War came to the peaceful village, and every able young man was conscripted, leaving behind only the old, the weak, and the wounded. The once tranquil hamlet, nestled amidst verdant fields and serene brooks, was now a tableau of despair and desolation. The war had snatched away the vibrant youth, leaving in its wake an echoing silence that was punctuated only by the grief-stricken cries of those left behind. The fields lay fallow, the brooks seemed to murmur tales of sorrow, and the village itself seemed to have aged overnight. In the midst of this bleak landscape, our farmer, with his son now wounded, found themselves in a peculiar situation. The son, due to his broken leg, was spared the brutalities of the battlefield. A twist of fate indeed, for the very injury that had been a cause of lament just days ago was now the reason for his survival. As the news of the conscription spread, the villagers visited the farmer, their faces etched with concern. "What a stroke of luck your son has!" they exclaimed. "His broken leg has saved him from the war." But the farmer, a man weathered by the vagaries of life, merely nodded, his face impassive. The war raged on, and the village was filled with tales of horror and heroism, of death and despair. Every letter from the front lines brought with it a wave of dread, a sigh of relief, a silent prayer. Yet the farmer's household remained untouched by this cycle of anxiety. The son, his legs still in a cast, sat by his father, safe from the clutches of war. The villagers, in their moments of quiet reflection, saw in the farmer's son a symbol of hope amidst their heartbreak. They came to see his bad luck of a broken leg as a good luck charm that had saved him from the war's destructive path. But the farmer, his face lined with the wisdom of years, simply said, "Who knows what's good or bad?" With these words, he left them pondering once again the elusive nature of fortune and the inscrutable ways of life. This ancient tale, set in the heart of China, carries the essence of Taoist philosophy. At its core, Taoism teaches acceptance of life's ebb and flow, understanding that fortune and misfortune are but two sides of the same coin. It encourages us not to hastily label events as good or bad, but to remain open to the possibility that every occurrence might be a stepping stone to something else. In the same vein, the farmer's story unveils the Taoist concept of interconnectedness. Each event, whether it appears beneficial or detrimental, is part of a larger tapestry of life. Just like the threads in a tapestry, every single event is linked to another, creating a complex and beautiful pattern that can only be appreciated when viewed in its entirety. This tale is a gentle reminder that life is a continuous flow of interconnected events, each one significant, each one essential. The farmer's story teaches us that life's events are like the threads of a tapestry, each one connected, each one essential, and none inherently good or bad.